Everybody hear what we gotta say to you now.
My people, wake up! It is time. What I'm about to tell you should open your eyes, fortify and encourage you to rise up to a more meaningful and productive life in Africa and stop self-inflicted genocide among our race, especially in Africa. As you treasure my concern and love, your life would surely blossom into an enviable treasure on the earth as a black person, and Africa will certainly redevelop as a world-class continent with respect, and extermination as well as genocide will discontinue. It is time we stop worrying ourselves and stop the blame game we created. No one put us in this position other than ourselves. Africa has more than enough resources for all Africans and the billions of people of our world. As Africans, we do not need to be corrupt, envious, or jealous of our brothers. No need to sabotage, slander, or condemn one another to prosper. The barrier of evil conspiracy must come down. The curse must be broken. Blacks all over the world are seriously cursed and suffering the rage of the past. Our foundation is polluted, thereby subjecting us to wickedness against each other. I demand my right and privilege as an African who was born outside of Africa as a result of the Atlantic slave trade that took place 420 years ago, to have such divine order to break reverse slave chains off you and to help you make your country your home. I carry out such order in the manner by teaching an oath not to be threatened or jailed by any administrative agency of our global society, or to be destroyed by people, especially my own, along with household enemies, deceptive friends, and envious people. We are the ones who jail and kill our own. We lack the spirit of patriotism and self-appreciation. Our foreparents were led to believe they were not worthy of anything other than being obedient slaves like any other domesticated animals. Today we must remove the blind and have this curse broken. I am divinely appointed and ready to help free my people in Africa and around the world from this covenant with death. I will help to open and educate on the historical, legal, and psychological methods of understanding development and abandonment. We should not allow these chains that control us complete their agenda of mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical enslavement of every African man, woman, and child because of the anger of my ancestors. This action must stop. It may possibly appear foolish to say and act on such spiritual instructions, but the chain must be broken to allow light for all to save our world and live in peace. I must remind you, education is easily accessed in many ways, but only love is absent in the curriculum which we must achieve for ourselves. Africa is called the dark continent because of the mindset of our people. Human minds are prone to what they see and are affected by their five senses. Africa is also seen and called a graveyard, since all we do is to run away or die shamefully and untimely by killing each other. From my observation, most of the blacks that are running away from Africa are West Africans because of the legal curse that was spat by my ancestors out of pain and anger. The curse must be broken. There is an incredible speed in global change. This involves technology and space intelligence. We are at a crossroad where we must make a decision which will influence lives globally. Africa must not fall out of the race. We can break open the doors of the mental and emotional prisons which have confined us as a race for thousands of years, along with the reverse slave chains which I am called to break. Let me put aside the curtain of the black world so that all can see the destruction of its civilization. One of the most frightening facts today is the rate at which black people die untimely. This problem of untimely death has reached an epidemic dimension. Untimely death is one of the most destructive weapons of the curse. It has led to the cutting away of precious lives and geniuses in the black families and nations. We must be conscious about it. We must refuse to be a candidate of this curse. Some African children are taken out of Africa by the hands of their own fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters. Some of these children are sold in and out of Africa for human body parts, medical lab research, and not so much adoption as we previously believed. All in the name of money. This is an effect of the curse. It is sad to know, with all our wisdom, strength, and power, we are still suffering. One of the reasons is we abuse the laws of nature and give room to poverty and disease. We also lack brotherhood and compassion, no love for ourselves, and strangely, we do not trust each other. Black people are the only begotten race of the Creator. It is proven in modern science that all other groups came from us. We can reproduce ourselves in all other race, but other race cannot reproduce in us. We are a race generator. We are the only ones with woolen hair in the human family. And we are genetically dominant but hate ourselves. Reasons is inherited curses. When you know, you glow, and when you don't know, you groan. Research by some university professionals. Wesley Brown of the University of Michigan said, after examining the DNA of 21 women of different genetic backgrounds from around the world, that they all originated from a single source that have lived in Africa between 180,000 and 300,000 years ago. Rebecca Kent of the University of California and Berkeley did the same with 147 women of diverse racial and geographical backgrounds. And she said their common genetic inheritance came from a single ancestor between 150,000 and 300,000 years ago. Another study of 150 American women from genetic lines going back to Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, together with Aborigines from Australia and New Guinea, concluded that they had the same female ancestors who live in Africa between 140,000 and 290,000 years ago. I was advised to see the Berkeley's Research Biblical History for more information. Most of us don't know who we really are, so we fight among ourselves for power, and many of us will not be aware of the curse controlling us. But we are people who find ourselves in this position because of the action of our foreparents. Our foreparents were misled by the early missionaries who made them to believe that God is not a black man. So black man is not a man. We are just a form of animals to be used as slaves. They were told that they were inferior and cursed because of Noah's curse on his son's hand. This, I believe, caused my foreparents to lose faith and misbehave towards each other like a pack of wild animals fighting for territory. This behavior continues to this day. And today, blacks in Africa are going from one house of worship to another looking for a solution to end these problems of curses. If Africa is not fixed, black people all over the world will continue to suffer harmful effects of biological weapons explosion, which usually turn out to be instant killing viruses with different names. This is to help build fear and slow down illegal immigrants from leaving their undeveloped countries by closing borders to control the flow of immigration into developed countries. Africa is the world, and the world also will bear the burden if not fixed. Viruses cannot do it, only the love for humanity can. Most black stars are either jailed or face sudden death by their own brothers and other groups. I should not leave myself out of this picture. I had my face and throat ripped open at a tender age while doing my job as a law enforcement officer. Both my left and right jawbones were broken and my skull fractured, followed by other body injuries and permanent damages. This cruelty and attempted murder was inflicted on me by my own people. Effect of the curse. Let us look at the curse and its effects on black, bright, shining stars of America. Muhammad Ali, world greatest boxer in his time, jailed for his emotion. Effect of the curse. James Brown, singer, dancer, world icon, jailed. Effect of the curse. Michael Jackson, singer, dancer, world icon, defamed and murdered by the curse. Mike Tyson, world heavyweight boxer, defamed, jailed by the curse. R. Kelly, inspirational singer, icon, remanded and defamed by the curse. Whitney Houston, singer, global icon, insanity and sudden death by the curse. Peter Tosh, reggae singer, world icon, murdered by the curse. Bob Marley, singer, king of reggae, world-renowned icon, death by the curse. Lyndon Forbes Thompson Burnham, president, murdered by the curse. Maurice Bishop, prime minister, murdered by the curse. Walter Rodney, historian, murdered by the curse. Malcolm X, civil rights activist, icon, murdered by the curse. Martin Luther King Jr., a leading engine of the civil rights movement in America, murdered by the curse. Bill Cosby, actor, a black family television star, accused and defamed by the curse. Wesley Snipes, actor, jailed by the curse. Tupac, top hip-hop singer, murdered by the curse. Ben Johnson, world fastest sprinter at the time, defamed by the curse. Sam Cooke, singer, global icon, murdered by the curse. King Curtis, a trumpeter, global icon, murdered by the curse. Marvin Gaye, singer, global icon, murdered by the curse. And many others defamed and killed by the curse. There are mass incarceration of black males by the curse in America, Europe, in Africa. Young blacks in the ghetto are killing each other all the time, and motion pictures are made out of them because of the curse. Most black parents rain curses on their children by using words of insult to discipline or scold them. These insults reshape the minds of these children, along with the root of the family tree. Let me remind you, the leaders you have are some of the effects of the curse you inflicted on your children in your homes. So don't blame your leaders for the way they carry out their duties. blame yourselves and start adjusting your languages. Words are spirit, life, and power. When they go out, they come back loaded with the result you predicted. The solution is learn to speak to your children's minds positively and secure a positive future and a better Africa and world. Most blacks in Africa worship anything they believe can give them wealth instead of worshiping the Almighty God. As a result of this action, many altars and conflicting beliefs which have led to the killing of people including their own family members and animals for sacrifices to these false gods for material gains. Let us look at the effect of the curse on African leaders. Sergeant Doe, president, brutally murdered by the curse. Charles Taylor, president, jailed for life by the curse. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, jailed and murdered by the curse. Nelson Mandela, jailed by the curse. Steve Biko, activist, murdered by the curse. Sonny Abacha, president, murdered by the curse. Lucky Dube, popular reggae singer, murdered by the curse. The highest form of poverty is seen among blacks all over the world. Even in the other races, the dark-skinned ones are seen as lesser human beings. The black man has never gone out to fight against any race. All we do is to fight among ourselves and kill our own for selfish reasons because of the curse. Blacks are on social assistance more than any other race because of the curse. Blacks' code of conduct is deception because of the curse. Black mothers are single parents more than any other race, effect of the curse. Blacks are branded with greediness, selfishness, and hate everyone that looks like him because of the curse. Most top black leaders are always accused of sex and corruption because of the curse. Most groups don't appreciate the black race. Marrying into their family, they see them as cursed race. With all our highly skilled individuals and our business tycoons, we are still a race of dependent. We have no power base. Effect of the curse. I believe a race that doesn't respect itself automatically forfeit the respect of other groups and are deemed the curse. My observation on some black families in Africa, mothers and children are moving from one African country to the next, sleeping in the streets and begging for food to survive, while the father doing the same movement in a different way and are unable to see their families for a very long period because of the curse. Here is where some curses effect echo from. From Walter Rodney, Patrick Manning, along with other collected works from credible historians on slave trade and its brutality. I found out that about 12 million slaves entered into the Atlantic slave trade between 16th and 19th century. And about 1.5 million died on board ship. And about 10.5 million slaves arrived in Americas. Beside the slaves who died on the Middle Passage, more Africans likely died during the slaves' raids in Africa through forced march to port as usual. It is estimated that 4 million died inside of Africa after capture, and many more died young. My collective reports estimate covers the 12 million who were originally destined for the Atlantic, as well as the 6 million destined for Asian slave markets and the 8 million destined for African markets. These are some of the root cause of the curse on Africa and Asia. Developed countries are trying to fix this problem. And to escape from this curse, but they are getting deeper and deeper into it with their continuous unscrupulous actions of encouraging voluntary slaves to get into their countries and giving them option to have 5 jobs with 5 different masters per person, so that they can continue to contribute as always. This is what we call voluntary modern-day slavery. The effects for such actions in these countries are constant threats of terrorism, new crazy inventions to cause harm to countries and humanity, wildfires, floods, mental illnesses, etc. I see this as a cursed effect. Not so long ago, the curse raged in Mozambique, Angola, Sudan, Liberia, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, Burundi, Guinea-Bissau, Ivory Coast, Chad, Uganda, Nigeria, and Dr. Congo. There are current cases of political instability across the continent, with violence and unrest raging on in South Sudan, Burundi, and Somalia, amongst other insecure countries. The curse is rampant and must be broken. I met a sister from the USA who is a pastor doing some deliverance work in West Africa. On her way back home to America, while on the plane she got blind suddenly. I also met many others who came to Africa to help in the same vein but had to return home because of many reasons. Some were kidnapped for ransom, some died in road accidents, and others died mysteriously. In 1863, Abraham Lincoln's decision to issue a famous proclamation of emancipation, which gave freedom to the black man of America, was rendered with full understanding that his act would turn thousands of friends, families, and supporters against him. He was murdered, effect of the curse. Releasing the black man comes with pain, shame, and death, but can be done without suffering any of these effects if it is done in love and unity. My decision of courage might be seen to some as drinking a cup of poison, but I will not compromise my divine order. I will turn this curse into good and help the world to be free from many curses. Also, ancestral reverse slave chains curse, in which I am called to break off from all people. This decision can cause me, my life, or reputation like the disciples of Jesus Christ who had horrible deaths because of the cross they were carrying. This is the greatest decision one can be called for at this time of global problems. I remember the date of this momentous decision, and I must say, it takes courage and time to work in the world of conflicts to achieve this agenda. Let me briefly review the event that gives birth to this power, the breaking of the chain, and make your country your home. The story began in Delta State, Nigeria. I have been discouraged and asked to go home to Canada by some of my family members and others who saw the struggle. But I persisted, which caused some of them to be very angry and started conspiring evil against me so that I could leave Africa. This I saw as a form of pity and jealousy. When Prince Iwan, my son, arrived, I was faced with unforeseen challenges beyond my comprehension. He was denied citizenship in the country of his birth as a black child born in Africa. His part in the campaign I believe is divine and prestigious. At 4 months old, I was compelled to take him along to campaigns. There was no suitable, safe place for us as foreigners to be comfortable in our daily activities, and must be on alert at all times because of the divine mandate for change and development in Africa. It doesn't matter who says what. Christ was accused to be demon-possessed. I have no fear of condemnation. The curse is on every black man, and some of us will fight not to accept this reality I am presenting to you, which is the truth. Most of us are in denial of the curse. Evil broadcasters will broadcast to stop this action, but the curse must be broken. Note this, that the smallest black country that has its citizens travel to developed countries have different associations in those countries, which shows that there is no unity among us. Africans in Africa and those who travel out of Africa must have their reverse chains on them removed that was placed on them by the slaves of 1619 Atlantic slave trade, also the psychological chains of slavery that affects all Africans around the world. Now, how it works? The vision begins with me, and the change begins with you and you, all of us. When you join our vision of make your country your home, you have extended a helping hand to develop Africa, starting from Nigeria, the heartbeat of Africa. A dead Nigeria is a dead Africa, and a dead Africa is an unbalanced world. Make your country your home is to remind us Africans that we are making a declaration of independence in the name of our own individual freedom. And in our freedom lies the freedom of the world and the development of Africa, starting from Nigeria. This decision I took is a tough one, but has to be done with the help of the world, or let me say, with all hands on deck. I believe it is necessary to inculcate the sense of ownership, oneness, and responsibility. Support my program for Africa titled Make Your Country Your Home with a true sense of brotherhood. Develop a sense of ownership and stop religious dichotomy. Help stop our people from running away from Africa and dying thoughtlessly and untimely, and help develop Nigeria for the rest of Africa to emulate. This will help us a whole lot as Africans. For 420 years in the Americas, the East Indians still call India home, and so is the Chinese. Make your country your home can never be wrong for any country. Thank you for listening, and God bless us all.